Hello, my dear friends. In this session, we will take up a very important topic called partnership and shares. First, we'll discuss a little bit of theory. Though theory is not that much, then we'll take up some questions for practice. Right. Now, partnerships comes into a picture when we talk about business and business done together, right, by some people. Now, what we have to understand here is that how is the profit sharing done? Right? How is the profit shared? Okay. One thing that we need to understand that profit sharing will depend on couple of things like investment amount, the duration of investment or the time. All right. If there is any person who is working, the other person may be a sleeping partner, right? And whether the entire profit is being shared or not. So we'll have various questions on that, right? Now let's take up this, the basic mathematical expression of this. Whenever we have to calculate profit share of anyone, what we need to do is first we calculate profit ratio. How do we calculate profit ratio? The profit ratio will be equal to the ratio of product of investment and time, right? Investment and time. Okay. So in all our questions, this is exactly the process that we have to follow. One important thing, suppose time is not mentioned, then we have to assume by default that the times are same for everyone. Suppose the investment is not mentioned, then we assume that the investments are same for everyone. All right. So let's say if I say that for same time, profit ratio will be equal to investment ratio. All right. So depending upon the situations, we will apply these things, right? And otherwise it is always the product of investment into time and their ratio will give us the profit ratio and then we divide using the ratio method. Okay. Let's take up the first question. This says Mahesh started a business with an investment of rupees 15,000. After some months, Suresh joined him with rupees 20,000. So let's write it like this. Mahesh, Suresh, investment amount. For Mahesh it is 15,000. For Suresh, it is 20,000. At the end of the 1 year, at the end of the year of the start of the business, the total profit made was shared equally by both. After how many months did Suresh join? Now see, Suresh joined later. That means nothing mentioned about Mahesh. So Mahesh was there by default for the entire period of 1 year. All right. So now 1 year is 12 months. So let's say the time duration for Mahesh is 12 months. M for months. Now Suresh, let's say it was X months. We are assuming that Suresh was there in the business for X months. So how will be the profit calculated or how will be the profit ratio calculated? To find profit ratio, you multiply the investment and time of each one. So for Mahesh, it will be 15,000 into 12. And for Suresh, it will be 20,000 into X. Whatever ratio we get, that is the ratio of profit share. So I think 3 zeros are cancelled. And then 5 cancels 15 3 times and 5 cancels 20 4 times. 4 cancels 12 3 times. Right? So 3 into 3, that is 9 is to X. This is the profit ratio. But in this question, it is saying that they shared the profit equally. What does it mean? It means that the profit ratio must be equal to 1:1 for Mahesh is to Suresh. Right? Equally means the ratio should be 1:1. That is 9 by X should be equal to 1 by 1. This clearly tells us that X is equal to 9 months. That means Suresh invested his amount for 9 months. Now read the question very carefully. What does it ask? It is asking after how many months did Suresh join? So Suresh was there in the business for 9 months out of entire 1 year. 1 year is 12 months. That means he came after 3 months, right? So Suresh joined after 3 months, right? He was there in the business for 9 months out of 12 months. That means he came after 3 months. Okay. So the answer of the question is 3 months. Let's take up the next question now. The second question, it says Ram, Shyam and Tarun started a business together. So Ram, Shyam and Tarun. Twice the investment of Ram, thrice the investment of Shyam and 4 times the investment of Tarun were equal. Okay. So let's write it like this. 2 times R is equal to 3 times S is equal to 4 times T. Alright. Oh, so from here we can directly find the ratio of R, S and T. This we have done in the ratio chapter. Directly we can say whenever there is a multiplication in the ratio, they will come in inverse. So R is to S is to C, T will be 1 by 2, is to 1 by 3, is to 1 by 4. Or what you could have done is you could have taken K. From there you could get R equal to K by 2, S equal to K by 3, T equal to K by 4. So K would get cancelled and the ratio will be 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4. But you can't leave it like this. Ratio always has to have whole numbers. So what should we do? Here the denominators are 2, 3 and 4. So LCM of 2, 3 and 4 is 12. So multiply by 12. So 1 by 2 into 12 is 6. 1 by 3 into 12 is 4. 1 by 4 into 12 is 3. So the ratio of investments we have got from here 6 is to 4 is to 3. Great. Now the question says after a year of the start of the business, the total profit made was shared by them. The question is find the ratio of their profits, right? So whatever ratio they shared the profit, what is the ratio of that profit share? Okay, let's see. Here nothing is mentioned about time. So we assume that the time is same. Now whenever it is same time, you can directly memorize and use it. For same time, profit ratio is straight away equal to investment ratio. All right. So in this question, it is directly 6 is to 4 is to 3. And that is the answer. That's it. Okay, so this was a direct question. Let's take up the next question now. The third question, it says A, B and C started a business with investment of 10,000, 12,000 and 16,000 respectively. What is the share of B in the total profit of 3,800 at the end of 1 year? Nothing mentioned about time. So straight away we say that the profit ratio is equal to investment ratio. All right. And investments are given as 10,000, 12,000 and 16,000. All right. So as you can see, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel, and then 2 cancels 10 5 times, 2 cancels 12 6 times, and 2 cancels 16 8 times. So this is the ratio of their investments. Hence it is also the ratio of profits. The total profit is 3,800. So divide 3,800 in this ratio. What do we have to find? We have to find the share of B. We can actually find the share of each one. The share of B will be this one. This is B. This is A. This is C. So B's share will be equal to 6 divided by 5 plus 6, 11 plus 8, 19 into 3,800. Now 19 2s is 38. So it is 200 into 6, that is 1,200 rupees. All right. So the profit share of B in this case is 1,200 rupees. You can also calculate the profit share of A. You can also calculate the profit share of C. The profit share of A would be 5 divided by 19 into 3,800, which will come out to be 1,000 rupees. And profit share of C will be equal to 8 divided by 19 into 3,800, which is equal to 1,600 rupees. Right? So this was a good simple question. Let's take up the next one. The fourth question, it says in a joint venture, ABC invested half the total capital, 1/3 of the total capital and the remaining capital respectively. Okay, so let me put the chart here. ABC investments. A invested half the total capital. Suppose the total capital is 1 rupee. Okay, that means the investment of A will be 1 by 2 rupees. Investment of B will be 1/3, so 1 by 3 rupees, and C will be 1 minus 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So first let's simplify this. So this is 2 and 3 LCM 6. 6 into 1 is 6 minus 1 by 2 will be 3 and 1 by 3 will give us 2. So 6 minus 3 minus 2. If you open the bracket, both of them will be minus. So it is 1 by 6. So the investment ratio is equal to 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 6. You must simplify it. To simplify, multiply by the LCM of denominator 2, 3, 6, that is 6. So if you multiply by 6, 6 by 2 will be 3, 6 by 3 will be 2 and 6 by 6 will be 1. See, always remember the ratio has to be a whole number ratio, right? Now, here nothing mentioned about time. So clearly, profit ratio is straight away equal to investment ratio. So profit ratio is equal to investment ratio. And here the investment ratio is 3 is to 2 is to 1. So clearly 3 is to 2 is to 1 is the profit ratio. Okay. The total profit is 60,000. Question is find B's share. So you can find the share of each one. As of now, we'll just find the share of B, and that will be equal to, it is 2 divided by 3 plus 2 plus 1, that is 5 plus 1, 6 into 60,000. So very clearly you can see 2 by 6 is 3, 60,000 by 3 is 20,000 rupees. All right. So this again was a direct question. Now, next one. The fifth question, it says A, B and C entered into a partnership. The investment of A was 90,000. Out of the total profit of 1200, shares of A and C were 600 and 200. Oh, so let's do one thing. First, A, B, C. Let me write the profit value first. The share of A is 600 rupees. Share of B is not given. Share of C is 200 rupees. But the total profit is 1200. So 6 plus 2, 800. Total profit should be 1200. So clearly we get the profit of B as 6 plus 2, 800, subtract from 1200, it will be 400. So the profit ratio for ABC in this question, profit ratio will be 600 is to 400 is to 200. That is A is to B is to C profit ratio. Okay, let's see how it helps us. Now if you divide by 200, it will be 3 is to 2 is to 1. This is the profit ratio. Okay, now what is the question saying? A invested 90,000 rupees. Find B's capital. Right. Nothing is mentioned about time. So it is for the same time. That means everybody invested for same time. For same time, we need to directly use that profit ratio should be equal to investment ratio. We are doing it almost for third or fourth time now. So investment ratio. Here the profit ratio is already given 3 is to 2 is to 1. So the investment ratio will also be equal to 3 is to 2 is to 1. Correct? So this is ABC. Now, A's investment is given 90,000. So this 3 stands for 90,000. Alright. So I think you can see clearly 3 3s are 9. So 2 3s are 6. So this 2 will be 3 into 2, 60,000. And this 1 will be 1 into 3, that is 30,000. Right. So we have got the investment of all of them. What is the question asking? Find B's capital. So B's capital will be 60,000 and that is the answer. Alright, let's take up the next one now. Now the next question, sixth one, it says ABC entered into a partnership with the ratio of capitals at 3 is to 5 is to 8. If at the end of the year, the ratio of the profit is 6 is to 15 is to 4, then the ratio of the period of investment, right? Clearly, the capital means investment. Investment ratio is given 3 is to 5 is to 8, right? And time duration, we have to find the ratio of the time duration. This is what we have to find. Let's assume it is X is to Y is to Z. Alright. And then profit ratio from here. How do we calculate profit ratio from here? It will be the multiplication of investment and time. So 3 into X, 3X, 5 into Y, 5Y, and 8 into Z, that is 8Z. This should be the ratio of profit. And the ratio of profit is already given 6 is to 15 is to 4. Right? Now here, this is a very interesting situation. I'll just share one method with you. What you can do is you can directly calculate X is to Y is to Z from here. Be very careful. This is 3X, this is 5Y, this is 8Z. So if you take X from here, corresponding to 3S, it was 6 here. So if you're dividing by 3, basically from 3X to X, what you're doing, dividing by 3. So here also divide by 3. So 6 by 3. Right? Similarly, if you take in place of 5y, if you take y, that means you're dividing by 5. So the other side also, what was the number corresponding to 5y? It was 15. So divide by 5. Similarly, 8z, you take z here. So instead of 4, you will take 4 by 8 here. Right? This process you can do directly. That's a very beautiful thing to do. Okay? So 3x is to 5y is to 8z was 6 is to 15 is to 4. So directly x is to y is to z will be 6 by 3. 6 by 3, 15 by 5 and 4 by 8. Right? So if you simplify, 6 by 3 is 2, 15 by 5 is 3 and 4 by 8 is 1 by 2. So multiply by 2 in the entire ratio, you will get 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6 and 1 by 2 into 2 is 1. So the ratio of period of their investment is 4 is to 6 is to 1. This is the ratio of period, ratio of time interval. Okay, so this is 4 is to 6 is to 1 and that is the answer of this question. Right? So this was a very interesting concept. Instead of writing all these things, you could have directly taken it as time is equal to profit divided by investment. Why? Because when we calculate profit, what do? We do for profit we multiply time and investment. So directly for time we can do profit by investment. And the profit was 6 is to 15 is to 4. Alright. So correspondingly divide this whole ratio by the investment, that is 3 is to 5 is to 8. So that also would have given the same result. But I'm saying that you can do this directly also. Okay. Now let's take up the next question. Now this seventh question, it says P and Q started a business together. Their investments in it were in the ratio of 5 is to 4. 20% of the total profit was donated. P's profit share was 360. Let's assume that the total profit value was equal to 100 rupees, just for example. Okay. Now, donation goes 20% out of this. So, donation would be equal to 20 rupees, 20% of 100. So, it is 20 rupees. So, that means the remaining profit will be the shared profit. So, the shared profit is equal to, you can directly say 80% of 100 or 100 minus 20, that is 80 rupees. Now, this 80 rupees, how will it be distributed? Let's see. Their investment ratio is given as 5:4. Nothing is mentioned about time, so we assume that it is for the same time. For the same time, whatever is the investment ratio will become profit ratio. Okay. So, profit ratio is also equal to 5:4. Now, so out of this 80 rupees, how much should P get? Okay, how much should P get? For P it is this 5 and Q it is 4. So for P's share out of this 100 rupees should be equal to 5 by 9 into 80. This should be the share of P. Now this is how much? This is 400 by 9. Now look at the question. What is the question saying? The question actually, it says the P's profit share is 360. Find the total profit, right? So what we say here, we have calculated P share as 400 by 9. So we say that 400 by 9, if it is equivalent to 360, then 100, which is the total profit, is equal to how much? 400 by 9 is equal to 360, then 100 will be equivalent to how much? So just multiply crosswise and simplify. It is 360 into 100 divided by 400 by 9. So carefully, if you simplify, it will come out to be 360 into 100 into 9 divided by 400. So 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel. 4 cancels 360 90 times. 19 to 9 is 810. So the answer is 810 rupees. Right? So this is the total profit. So this was a slightly tricky question. You had to be a little careful here. Okay. Now let's take up the next question. This 8th question, it says the ratio of investments and the ratio of period of investment, that is given 8:3:6, 3:8:4. Find the ratio of profit. I think we can do it directly. We must do it directly. Investment ratio is already given. Ratio of investment, ratio of period, that is 8. Investment is 8:3:6. Right? And the period, ratio of period, that is time, is given 3:8:4. The first ratio is for investment, second ratio is for time. So the profit ratio will be direct multiplication of investment into time, right? So profit ratio will be equal to, for the first person it will be 8 into 3. For the second person it will be 3 into 8, right? And for the third person it will be 6 into 4. Okay. So the ratio of these values will be the ratio of profit. 8 3s are 24, 3 8s are 24. Very nice. 6 into 4, that is also 24. So there is 1:1:1. This is the profit ratio for ABC. That's the answer. All right. Now the next one. The 9th question, it says Ram, Rahim and Mohan invest 80,000, 64,000 and 48,000 respectively in a partnership firm. And then at the end of 1 year, Mohan earns a profit of 21,600. What is the total profit earned by the firm? Nothing mentioned about time, so same time. Same time means the profit ratio is equal to investment ratio, right? Investment ratio we can calculate from here because the individual investments are given. 80,000 is to 64,000, all right, is to 48,000. Okay, so 3 zeros are directly cancelled. Then if you remember the table of 16, 16 5s is 80, 16 4s are 64, 16 3s are 48. So the ratio is 5:4:3. This is the ratio of investment, hence it is also the ratio of profit. Now Mohan earns a profit of 21,600. Here the order was Ram, Rahim and Mohan. Now Mohan's share from here will be equal to 3 divided by 5 plus 4, 9 plus 3, 12. Right? So 3 by 12 into the total profit. Now total profit is not given actually. Mohan's share is given 21,600. Correct? So in place of Mohan's share we'll say 21,600 equal to 3 by 12 is simply 1 by 4 into the total profit. So very simply you can calculate the total profit from here. Right? As you can see, total profit in this case will be equal to 21,600 into 4. 21,600 into 4 will be multiply normally. It is 0, 0, 4 6 are 24, 4 1s are 4 and 2 6, 4 2s are 8. So it is 86,400 rupees. This is the total profit. Okay. Now the next one. The 10th question, it says Anamika and Sonam invest rupees 39,000 and 32,500 respectively to start a business. At the end of 1 year, they share the profit equally since Anamika did not stay in the business for the entire year. Right. So Anamika stays for less time. After how many months did Anamika leave the business? We've already done one question like this. Let's do it again. So here investments are 39,000 is to investment ratio. Let's directly calculate investment ratio for Anamika and Sonam. 39,000 is to 32,500. If you simplify 0 and 0, 0 and 0 are cancelled. If you divide by 5, it will become 78 and this will become 5. So it is 65. Great. Now 13 6 is 78 and 13 5 is 65. So the ratio of investment is 6 is to 5. This is investment. Alright. Now time we don't know, but one thing is clear that Anamika is not there for the entire year. That means Sonam is there for entire year. Let's say Anamika is there for X months and Sonam is there for 12 months. So the ratio of time is X is to 12. That means the profit ratio, how will we calculate profit ratio? Profit ratio will be the product of investment into time. That is 6 into X for Anamika and 5 into 12 for Sonam. Right. So this is the ratio of profit. Now 6 cancels 12 two times. So it is X is to 10. Right. Then this is the profit ratio. Okay. Then the question says they share the profit equally. Perfect. So X is to 10 is equal to 1 is to 1. This means X by 10 is equal to 1 by 1. Clearly X is equal to 10 months. That means Anamika was there in the business for 10 months. What is the question asking? Question is not asking that. Question is asking after how many months did Anamika leave? Right. So Anamika left after 10 months. Correct. Right. So from this, Anamika was there in the business for 10 months. That means Anamika leaves after 10 months. Right. Anamika leaves after 10 months. Be very careful. If the question was how many months before the year end Anamika left, then answer would be 2 months. Right. So you have to be careful about the language of the question. Okay. The next one now. P and Q started a partnership together. P's investment was twice that of Q and the period of his investment was thrice that of Q. All right. This is a direct question. Let's say investment P and Q. P's investment was twice that of Q. Suppose Q invested 1 rupee. Then P must have invested 2 rupees because P's investment should be twice of that. Okay. And the period of his investment, period of P's investment was thrice that of Q. So suppose Q invested for 1 year. Then P must have invested for 3 years. Right. So this is the time. Oh, great. So from here we can get the profit ratio as straight away. Profit ratio will be straight away multiplication of time and investment. So for P it will be 2 into 3 and for Q it will be 1 into 1. So it is 6 is to 1. This is the profit ratio. Right. Now the question says P received a profit of 9,600. Okay. So 6 stands for 9,600. Perfect. So if 6 is 9,600, how much will be 1? I think you can see it is 16 times. So 1600 times. So it is 1600 rupees. Or what you can also do is you can write 6 by 1 equal to P by Q. Right. This is the profit share ratio. Now P is already given 9,600. So you have to calculate Q. So from cross multiplication, Q will be 9,600 into 1 divided by 6. Okay. So it is 9,600 into 1 divided by 6. So 16 6 so 1,600 rupees. This will be the share of Q. But the question is asking what is the total profit. So the total profit should be 9,600 plus 1,600. So total profit will be equal to 9,600 plus 1,600. If you add, it will come out to be 11,200 rupees. Okay, so the answer of this question will be 11,200 rupees. Okay, now the next one.